This is the only guide you need to use ChatGPT. Literally, you gotta be a superhuman. You gotta go from 0 to 200 or 1,000. That's a little bit exaggerating, but yeah, I'm gonna give you 10 methods how to use it properly. And not only that, I gotta give you examples with prompts, with each method, with example, and how to do it step by step. The full guide. It's gonna take a little bit long, but it's worth it. Literally, trust me, it's worth it. You gotta watch the whole thing, and I'm gonna give you at the end some websites and some tools that you can use that help you generate more prompts or how to understand it very well. Whether it's like any type of topic, let's say marketing, business, you are a student, tech, science, anything, literally. These tools, I'm gonna add them in the description. So watch until the end and subscribe to this channel. I'm just a small YouTuber, like 50 subscribers or something. Okay, let's jump directly right into it. So the first method is to use ChatGPT for brainstorming. Brainstorming is very important. Whether you are a student or business owner, or like you're looking for a job or you're working on a project, brainstorming is very important. So how to use ChatGPT for brainstorming? There is 3 tips for brainstorming. The first one, you have to start with broad prompts. You have to start with general broad prompts, and then you have to narrow down, and then you try to refine the results. I'm going to directly jump into the example. Here an example, I'm going to jump directly into my laptop, and I'm going to give you an example. Let's say, for example, we try to brainstorm, like, for example, like to generate 10 business idea around e-commerce. I personally, I have a good experience in e-commerce. That's why I choose it, but you can choose any type of idea you want to brainstorm about it. This is just like to give you like an overview how to use ChatGPT. So, for example, you give it like this question here, and it gives you like, for example, 10 idea about like it. And the first thing you need to do, as I mentioned, like you go from general until you start narrowing down, and then you have to refine your results. Of course, like it's gonna give you very generic, for example, this one in e-commerce, niche subscription, online marketplace, virtual wardrobe, eco-friendly online store, personalized, blah blah. So what I usually do, I ask it, like, for example, rank them with a score, something like that. And see what it's going to be like. Yeah, it's going to, like, for example, explain more. For example, I'm trying to explain more. I don't know what I'm even writing. Sometimes even when I give it, for example, such kind of like, even without words, like with some mistake, it still understand it, kind of look at it like, yeah, certainly here, like, I'm going to give you more example. And then after that, when you pick, for example, the first idea, and you have to just copy, for example, like this. What I do usually, I just copy like this, and I directly paste it again. So I can follow up with the same. For example, if I like the idea, this is how to brainstorm. Get the general idea, try to make scoring or ranking, and ask it for more. Sometimes, for example, even in the first step, when it gives me the first 10 options, I directly ask it, give me more, or give me 100 or something, and it keep listening. So this is how to brainstorm very well. And then you rank them, and then you pick one of them, for example, not suddenly, I don't know what did I say. You just pick randomly, like, let's say what you like. For example, if you like based on the scoring, or you can ask it for more details. Okay, you pick this one, let's say, copy it again, and go for more. And then, for example, what I should do also after that, let's say if I pick niche subscription, which I like subscription boxes, for example, niche subscription box, let's say for snacks or something. I always want to start this kind of, especially Japanese snacks here. And then when it give you advantage and consideration, okay, I directly, for example, ideas. See, and this is sure, subscription box service, subscription high quality, like this one. What is this? What is it giving me? Like for coffee, for plant lovers, for stationery. Anyway, you got the idea. This is like a good example of this one. And then you start refining from all of this. You could ask it also, rank these as well. Like, yeah. See, like, it's exactly like it gives you, like, it's amazing actually to use it for for brainstorming, or like, and this is just for e-commerce, but you could use it for anything. Like, let's say you're working on a project, also, like, okay, give me like, I don't know, 10 business idea around that project, or how to solve that project, etc. Anyway, you got the idea. This is the first method to use it for brainstorming. The second method to use ChatGPT is for summarizing text. Let's say whether it's like a blog article, or whether like it's research work or like a business kind of, overview or like sales pitch or whatever it is, you can just copy the text and ask it. Let's give it an example. For example, like on ChatGPT, like here, for example, this article here, I'm reading it. You can just copy like this kind of, and then like, yeah, and click summarize. And then, for example, go directly here and click summarize or write summarize. And then directly, yeah. Summarize, developed by, what is this? Yeah, already summarized. And then usually sometimes I ask it like, for example, bullet points. Yeah, already summarized in this article, like, okay, in three phrases. Sometimes you don't have even to write, for example, the complete, for example, sentence or something like this. What is this? Subscription. This is completely wrong. I give it another example, for example, like regarding summarize. For example, provide me with a short, this one, like let me give it this text. Provide me with a short overview about the research paper impact, like, for example, remote work and employees. And it immediately starts summarizing, like, for example, the idea or the article. So you don't have to waste your time, like, for example, reading it, etc. This is the second idea to use it. It's going to save you a lot of time. The next is to use ChatGPT for suggestions. And if you, for example, suggestion for books or like for certain tips, or if you want to learn something, and it's going to recommend you directly certain things. And I give you directly example with this one. Let's say go directly to ChatGPT and let me ask it directly. Recommend me, for example, 5 books on leadership and management and career growth, for example. Directly look at it. It automatically gives you the books. You can even ask it for the links, any links, for example, any links or links. What did I wrote? Links. Okay, directly it gives you Amazon links directly. So it's good for suggestion. Is there more? I can ask it, is there more other books? Yeah, see, directly, like start directly. So you don't have to do, for example, more research and rank these books. I never asked this stuff, but like, to be honest, rank them. I don't know if it can rank them. It's difficult to rank, but yeah, kind of it suggests you like kind of the most important one, like you can use, or like it's very important actually, like to ask about the ranking, because ChatGPT is like trained on a lot of words. So definitely need to read already these books. So like, give me, for example, overview. Let's say give me an overview of each book. I don't know what I wrote. Yeah, sure. It gives you a summary, kind of. You can even ask it for more, for summary. Okay, summarize. What am I writing here? Summarize each book. There you go. Yep. It gives you like, of course, like you have to read the books better, but like you can get more idea before you buy certain books, or you get like, so it's good for suggestion, as I mentioned. The next method to use ChatGPT is for comparing. Let's say you want to buy a product, or you want to subscribe to certain service, or you want to compare between 2 companies or 2 different like platforms, and you can definitely do that more faster using ChatGPT. I'm going to directly give you example. Let's jump into ChatGPT. For example, I give you example to compare, for example, like Trello and Asana, for example. Give me a comparison, compare between them. And it immediately like gives you like, it gives you like better any for example, and then you can follow up any other softwares to compare with, and let's see. Yeah, monday.com. This one, all tools probably like I already know. I tried some of them. Monday.com I tried. Basecamp I didn't. Reich, Teamwork I didn't. I never heard of. Let me ask it to rank them again. Ranking project management, yeah. Okay, Asana, Monday, Reich. I think there is better also, like there is like ClickUp, and there is like, for example, Notion as well, like more cheaper versions. I mean, different functions, but like but you get the idea. You can ask it like more for the details comparison. You can ask more, give me more details Yeah, and it just keeps going and going, like kind of, yeah. And this is very good. This is just for, like, for example, just comparison platforms, but you can compare anything, say products you want to buy, or you can compare two companies, or like two startups, or anything, two ideas. The next one is very important, is to use ChatGPT to create, for example, lists, let's say to-do list, or like for tasks or something like that. And let's jump directly into ChatGPT to kind of give example for that. For example, for that, let's say, for example, create a daily task for project manager working on software development, and it's just gonna give you directly details. Like, it's gonna give you more on the daily. Like, for example, give a full daily tasks, and it's gonna give you more morning, midday. I don't know what's the difference for me, like midday. I usually like just morning and afternoon, and that's it. Like midday, like, yeah. So anyway, this is like, it gives you, like, let's say if you are a project manager, or you want to learn this kind of tactics, like, for example, if you want to be a manager, or you want to kind of be more productive and more like kind of systematic for, let's say, if you are working for a corporate world, or even for your own business. Sometimes, like, for example, for me personally, I used to not to be good like at this kind of task management or using softwares, because I used to just freelance. But now I own a business, and also I work for a company. So it's like, it's good to use this kind of tools, or this kind of strategize your tasks, and kind of like, you know, to-do lists, etc. You gotta save more time, and you can be good at working with other people as well. So you should definitely try it, and you can give it more details. Like, this is, I just give you like simple prompts here. So like, if we can go deep more on this, is gonna take a long time. But I'm just gonna give you a simple example here. The next method is to use ChatGPT for pros and cons. Let's say if you want to compare between two jobs or two companies, I'm going to give you directly example. Let's say comparison between, for example, a big corporate and startup. Let's say compare the benefits and downsides working for large corporation versus a small business, and click. There you go. And you will, like, for example, okay, it already give you, for example, the benefits, let's say resources, brand recognition, structured environment. The downsides, for example, for large corporation, this is, for example, bureaucracy, lack of autonomy, lack of personal touch, benefits of working small, etc. You can read more details about it, but you can use it for anything. It's not, this is just an example here. Like, give me, for example, give me, I don't know what I'm writing. Give me more pros and cons, let's say. And voila. Benefits, yeah, greater job security, downsides, like, so let's say if you have a job offer, for example, and you want to compare between two of them, you can copy and paste, let's say, job description, etc. And you can see clearly like the difference between, like, and it's gonna definitely like make it easy for you kind of to see it, like, if you listen up kind of both kind of pros and cons. Let's move on to the next one. Next is very important, especially if you are a business owner, or you working for a certain company, let's say as salesperson or marketer, or you want to pitch something, you want to sell something, or even if you are a student, you want to, for example, be an intern within a company, you want to learn those kind of strategies, you want to learn those tactics, for example, and you can use, for example, role playing with ChatGPT. You can, for example, act as a, like, for example, marketing manager, act as a sales guy, act as an investor, act as a recruiter, act as a HR, whatever it is. You can ask it, for example, to role play this, and you can have that scenario. Let's say, for example, even for job interview, and you want to also do role play before, even to know what kind of questions you may get, or what kind of, like, for example, answer you should give, etc. Let's give it an example. For example, a scenario. Let's say this one, I already prepared this one. Act as a scenario where sales representative tries to persuade a potential client. Let's say try to convince them, or, like, for example, knowing their issues, and, for example, try to sell them certain service or certain product. Let's see, test ChatGPT with this one. Sales representative, you see, like, directly It's going to give you the script directly. Let's say sales representative, potential client, hi. Of course, like you want to make it more like a human sound, like kind of, you don't want to repeat scripts like in sales, like, but this is just an example. And it could be even for interviews. You can just act, for example, as you want to interview with certain company, and this is the job description, and you do also the simulation here. So you can be ready or be prepared with this one. So it's very good, like useful kind of to put this kind of scenario in your head before going into a meeting or interview, etc. So it's very helpful actually. Like if you look at it, sometimes, like for example, it could be just a short conversation. Give me more details, give me more. Okay, sure. Like, yeah, and still going on, like more questions. Imagine, for example, if you give it, this is an interview for 1 hour or something, what's all possible questions, etc., that I may get, etc., like, or what kind of the downsides, or like, is there any tricky questions, for example, or is there, like, for example, a trap within the sales cycle? I'm just saying, like, but yeah, you can use it for this kind of, to know more about, like, the conversation that's going to happen within kind of the interview or sales, etc. The next method also very important, which is to use ChatGPT to explain a concept. Let's say, for example, a code. It could be a code you don't understand. Let's say even if you are not a programmer and you want to, let's say you have a website and you get some bug or some error, you can directly copy that and add it to ChatGPT and ask it, for example, how to fix this. This is just like to understand the concept. If you want to learn, not just about like coding or programming, it could be like, for example, explain the concept of emotional intelligence and its importance in career success. Actually, this one I generated also with ChatGPT, like just to give you an example about what kind of prompt. So, like for example, this one, emotional intelligence, there is 5 key components: self-awareness, self-regulation. This is good for personal growth, etc. So, empathy, social skills, you can learn more new skills. I also used, not only for this one, this is just like I added, for example, a code into. And if you want to use it, for example, for codes, ChatGPT, usually there is a limited word. I forgot, maybe like 700 or 1,000 or like some around. So if you copy a code, a longer code, it doesn't read it. So what you should do, you have to upload it into GitHub and share the link with ChatGPT. It can read it. This is like, I can explain it more in future, but I'm not a programmer. I'm just like kind of, for example, what I did explain the following code, because at that time I was trying to kind of clone an extension, or at least understand it, how this extension on Chrome works. So what I did, I uploaded like here, as you can see here, Abu Marketing. That's kind of my kind of GitHub, like gist or whatever it like. And for example, you just tap here and it's going to explain to you the code. So it's good to understand also like the concept of anything. So anytime you don't understand something, just copy the ChatGPT and gonna like, give me more details. I don't know, give me more. I don't know, I just type it this one. I just give you more details exactly about the code. Look at it. Just like from this one. And sometimes if you don't get your answer, just keep asking, following up more questions after questions until you understand. You could just copy this one and there you go. So see, if I just copy and paste this one, what is this? And it's going to give you more details. So you understand more about this kind of concepts and etc. So the next method is to use ChatGPT for job applications, not for cheating, but like for like better preparation. For example, for your resume, for your cover letter, or for even like preparing for interviews. Like, I mean, that's not cheating, but kind of, you get ready kind of. Let's say you copy, for example, job description, like what's possible questions, and you get more kind of, prepared compared to like, for example, classic, you have to do a lot of research, or you have to kind of, Google a lot of things. This one is just gonna list to you most important questions. Let's give you an example, for example here, or even creating like a resume. Let's go to ChatGPT here. Okay, create tailored resume for software engineer, blah, blah. Depends on what kind of role you are looking for. And voila, it's gonna create directly like, yeah, resume already. Like with summary, technical skills, software, blah, blah. Let's give you more details. Let's say, give it example, write a cover letter, maybe like, okay, generate 3 interview questions. This is, I already prepared this kind of prompts. Let's say, for example, generate 3 interview questions and answers for candidate applying for project management. And voila. See, like, yeah, it gives you more like, okay, if you, for example, you have, let's say, give me 10 possible questions or like common questions that comes out during those interviews, and you got to be ready. And like cover letter, you don't have to every time copy and paste them. Sometimes like you may even go to, for example, LinkedIn, and you have a job description, you copy and paste it here to ChatGPT, create a cover letter, create a tailored resume just based on this job description, or even get ready more. And it's definitely gonna not just save you time, but like you understand maybe some questions you never even prepared, you were not even thinking of. So it's very useful, right? To me, it's very useful. And the last one, as I promised, 2 tools are very important to help you like generate more prompts or even understand what other people are using it for. The first one is called AI PRM or AI prompt or whatever. It's extension you can add it to like ChatGPT, and it's definitely going to help you a lot, like kind of, to understand what kind of like niches they are asking, what kind of questions other people are asking. So after you add it here, just search for it, AI PRM, and then you add it to ChatGPT as extension. And you can select, for example, by topic, what kind of topic, like what other people like, you are interested in, and then you can, for example, sort by, for example, top views. For example, let's say like this, for example, this one, like almost like 160,000, like, and comments. So you can, for example, if you click on it, you will understand exactly how to generate detailed persona, get beautifully organized, where like this is for marketing, I believe. But yeah, you get the idea. You can kind of browse around here. You can understand exactly how people are using it more. And let's say if you generate copywriting, for example, you will, every time it changes, write a complete book in one click, write a full book, this kind of stuff. Anyway, I personally, I still use kind of my own words. I don't use this much. This one, I just want to, for example, want to show it like in the video, because I feel like for a beginner, it's beginner friendly for me. Like even there is like, for example, 300,000 people using it, but personally, I still prefer to dig down by myself, like kind of from topic to topic, and I keep asking, like, I rewrite content and make it unique. I mean, this is kind of pretty basic, to be honest, like, but there is 300,000 people, like, kind of, if you kind of been a lot using ChatGPT every day, you already like automatically know what kind of prompts like you should be using. And most importantly, you have to be that type of person, curious, like every time just asking, and you keep asking, that type of person, like every time, question after question. It's good to do it that manually by yourself, also to understand it. So when you use ChatGPT, beside like saving time and doing it faster, it's good also to understand it by yourself. So you have to go through it manually. That's what kind of I believe. But still, like for beginner friendly, it's good. The second website is called like Future Tools. Future Tools, there is a lot of AI tools you can find here. Absolutely kind of amazing. And if you want to, for example, learn more about prompts, you can just take here prompt guides, and it's going to help you a lot. I'm going to put it in the description, or you can just go futuretools.com and not.com, .io. I'm just like kind of tired of recording this video, but like, yeah, futuretools.io, and yeah, you just click prompt guides, and it will show you a lot of websites that they do this kind of prompts. It's just going to be similar to this kind of stuff. Like it's going to kind of like you give it just text, and there's just going to generate prompt for you. Like if you are more lazy, it's basically ChatGPT for ChatGPT type thing, like and that loop. Like anyway, that's it for today's video. Please subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next video.